wonder why women really do sometimes lose their minds, bro. Because you're dry and that's crazy.
Hi guys, long time no see.
Everything's really brown.
How's it
now,
going?
actually.
I'm super brown. We went on holiday, so you know.
I meant our clothes and the furniture.
Oh.
Yeah. Hi
What's up guys? How's it going? So today's video is sponsored by Costway, who sell premium home goods at affordable prices. They're one of the largest wholesale furniture brands in the EU, and also they're available in Europe, Central America, North America and the Middle East. So you might be thinking, where's the sponsor? Well, the sponsor is right here. The sponsor is right here. For this particular area, we thought, oh, it's the extension area, we get a lot of light. So we wanted to do sort of an inside, outside sort of thing.
Like a conservatory vibe?
Yeah.
Because it's actually doors to the garden here, so in the summer especially we have the doors open inside and outside living.
Also, there's a rabbit living right here. There's a rabbit.
We also have a pet rabbit. He has made this conservatory kind of area, just his area. He literally doesn't go anywhere else.
He's nicked this area.
So it's perfect for us to have this sort of outdoorsy furniture that can work indoors as well.
And if it gets messy, easily wipeable, wicker, good quality. And by the way, you know how fiddly it is to do furniture up together, and it is literally the most annoying thing. This was quite easy to put together, super quick. And talking
Even
about,
I could have put it together.
Yeah, that's saying something. So Costway have really quick delivery. The delivery is normally 3 to 5 working days, but they also have a 24-hour delivery option.
Which is mad for furniture.
Which you can opt for furniture. They have a huge selection, different styles. This is the 4-piece conversation set. Dina loves the furniture and she's quite picky.
Well, usually I don't let Sid pick anything, but I let him for this. And I was quite surprised. I just wanted something that was outdoor / indoor and easy to move around because I love moving things around. And because we finally painted this room a nice bright colour, I love the contrast of this furniture with the bright walls and then the pop of green.
I love the digs.
Listen!
We finally painted this room.
Yeah, but we always said we wanted this room to be like a garden room.
Yeah.
With loads of plants and then this kind of furniture. So I just need to get like a good outdoorsy / indoorsy rug in here.
But do check out their website. I'll leave the link in the description. Also, I've left a little code for you guys so you get 10% off if you shop with Costway.
Here it is. Ding!
Or below. One of them.
Ding! Anyway,
let's get into the question.
I picked this question because I just felt like I could relate to it and I thought it was a good one to get back into. The title of this email is actually just titled Question.
Oh.
It's very intriguing. So, hello, Dina and Sid. I'm a young girl now struggling with how the Muslim world perceives me. I wore a headscarf 5 years ago with sincere intention. I have changed my views a lot since then. I noticed I always feel stressed about it. I figured out that wearing it in a more relaxed sense, it would protect my mental health. It did for a while. That also meant a lot of my hair kept showing, my neck, and blah blah blah. It didn't personally bother me since I value it to the point that it keeps my Muslim identity visible and I don't feel any pressure. However, the Muslim community went absolutely nuts about it. I can't go anywhere without dealing with people's comments about it or at least feeling someone doesn't like it. I have had several very bad experiences, like a random girl on a bus station sticking her hands under my scarf to cover my hair, or a guy who first tried to initiate sexual activities with me but later told me to cover properly. Anyway, I found my own balance over the years and now I have 2 problems. First one, I feel a strong sense of guilt and shame over my past few phases in which I've gone over my own limits. That happened because I couldn't deal with people shaming me and I couldn't separate what I'm okay with from what I'm not okay with. I wouldn't shame anyone else for it. In fact, I don't really give a F about what anyone else wears, but it seems like I'm my own only exception here. Now I feel weird around people that knew me at that time and just overall a lot of guilt. Relatable. Second problem, I met a person I really liked and really considered developing a relationship with him. Keep in mind that I'm now at my final stage of development in hijab. I'm not doing more or less. This is who I am and I felt satisfied and finally at peace that I found the balance I've been looking for. However, this guy I liked, after some time of me developing some feelings, made a comment about my hijab. The guy himself is not really a problem anymore since he proved to be a walking red flag, but the problem here is me. I got very hurt by this and figured out that no matter how much I like a guy or how amazing he seems to be at the time, I will lose all interest if he points out what is wrong about the way I dress. Am I supposed to feel shame or guilt for this? Am I too sensitive for making these types of comments my deal breaker for relationships? Her situation is She wore the headscarf 5 years ago, and now over the last 5 years she has different sort of ideas or feelings towards wearing the hijab. But the main point is she's finally come to a place where she's happy with how she's wearing it, and she feels balanced and she's comfortable. I think the first thing about feeling guilt and shame, I totally understand where you're coming from with that. It's normal to feel like that, although we shouldn't feel like that for making choices about the way we dress. But unfortunately, it's very common to feel that way.
You shouldn't allow people to make you feel guilty for your own personal journey.
Especially if you
or
yourself,
your own Islamic journey or whatever.
If you want to deep it and you want to look at what's right and what's wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what's right and wrong.
A lot of parents or aunties and uncles, a lot of older people in our community choose to please people that are irrelevant to their lives more so than their children or their blood. And that should be your priority.
They do that. It's a massive cultural thing, like we have to look a certain way.
We shouldn't have to feel that way, but even me, till this day, I still feel a lot of these things that you put in that email. And it's a work in progress to stop yourself feeling certain ways, because really, to be honest with you, all of these things are small traumas that we're experiencing, and it's all under the guise of it's for the greater good or it's for your own good, but it's not. It's all bullshit. And we actually all experience all these tiny little microaggressions and traumas and all this stuff. We then push that onto them, and then it just goes around in a big fat circle and nothing ever changes.
Anyways, I think I'm more interested in what you have to say on the latter question. Is it valid for a guy to have any opinion on what you're wearing?
I think if you and a guy have been getting to know each other for like 2 months, but then in month 3 he wants to make a comment about the way you dress, and it's just a small comment. It could be deemed completely harmless, just whatever, just a tiny little comment. But basically what he's saying is, you know, I'd like it if you maybe covered up a bit more. Why has he waited after feelings have developed for him to do a tiny little glimpse of what he really feels about how you dress? Because if you've been looking that way and dressing that way from the get-go, from when he saw your pictures, from however you met, and if he didn't like that at the time, then he shouldn't have approached you. In the back of his head was, I'll sort that out later, once we're together and once we've got feelings. Because we're not trying to change people out here. That's when things start to get borderline problematic and could eventually turn into, I'm not saying controlling, but this is how you could enter into a manipulative relationship without really realizing it, and it being very, very gradual over time.
You don't always like everything about someone. You don't always. And I personally don't think you should control what anybody wears. That's my personal opinion.
But for a lot of people, they don't think it's control. But what it is, you shouldn't have any expectation for that person that you're getting to know to change before you guys get serious. Then just don't bother getting to know them, because if you guys change and grow together because you're both on a journey and you both maybe became more spiritual or more whatever, then fine, fair enough. But you can't put that on someone else.
Look. Let me talk about me and Dina, right? I have 3 sisters who never wore a scarf. So when I got with Dina, she was wearing a scarf all the time. I thought that was strange. When me and Dina got to know each other, I was like, there's no days where you just blah blah blah. And it's a bit dumb of me, obviously. Muslim women are taught, you put on your scarf and you don't show anybody except for your husband.
But this is the thing, it's not Muslim women are taught. It's certain Muslim women are taught that, because clearly Pakistani women largely are not taught that. That's why they don't get told off when they take it off in a wedding.
No, they're not taught.
Yeah, exactly. So they're
it's not a 24/7 thing.
They're just taught about modesty in general.
Can't show a strand sort of thing, like.
Yeah, they're just
in general
about modesty as a bigger picture as well as the physical, but it's not so. And then everyone's going to judge this Pakistani girl for taking it off at a wedding. No.
In Pakistani culture, it's not just the scarf; it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Everything's loose. It doesn't have to be an abaya.
Yeah.
It's just loose, like.
It's just modesty, modest
just
clothing.
Loose clothing, and be honest, like Sid has never had a problem with anything Dina's wore.
No, you never had a problem, but there has been a few back in the days.
The insecurity actually comes from Dina. Dina always comes up to me.
No.
Even today, on the daily, you come up, shall I wear this? I'm like.
But it's not from a place of, I need religious advice.
No. You turn around and go, is
this
a bit too tight? And I'm just like, Dina, I don't care. It actually has nothing to do with me.
No, yeah, you're right, it doesn't. But I know why I'm asking him. It's because he's my partner, and so obviously he's my friend. Like, I'm talking to him also because I come from an upbringing of really.
I think you're so used to it.
I come from an upbringing of such strict clothing that now that I've made the choice to take off my headscarf and I have the choice to wear what I want, I'm battling with myself and I'm speaking out loud and looking for...
Oh, is that what it is?
I'm looking for, help me come to my sort of decision kind of thing.
Prior to like taking the scarf off, I guess if you were to come up to me then and say, shall I wear this? My answer was it's a bit weird. I remember saying that a lot. That's a bit weird. Because of the whole thing, like if we go out, I don't want anybody like screw facing at you basically.
That's what she said in the email as well. In the email you said that you feel really weird about people that you know from your past, from when you wore the hijab. You feel really weird and you don't want to see them now that you don't wear the hijab.
No, but this
I really understand that perspective. I really get it, because I feel awkward when I see people from like back in the days when we used to hang around as kids and we all used to wear hijab, or as teenagers. I feel really weird seeing them out and about now, and I'm just like I'm wearing the same kind of clothes, just without my turban.
But the thing is now that you don't wear a scarf, you can wear substantially more revealing stuff now, and you'll get less eyes. And that's why you never get that from me, like unless you dress like a clown, which sometimes Dina does. If he's talking about what you're wearing in a Islamic advice sort of thing, and you're not both on that level, because there's some couples who are very into their deen and they both give each other advice and they both help each other Islamically.
They're on the journey together and they're growing at the same pace.
So if you both are on different levels and he's literally like using his authority as a man to give you this advice, like, oh, you're not dressing like a Muslim woman should dress, then I do think like you should shut that down for sure. Especially as if you're not looking for that advice.
Yeah, because as well, where does all this come from anyway? Just like how you're instantly put off by hearing that piece of advice about the way you choose to dress, when he chose to talk to you as that woman, then if he was to ask you, can you change the way you dress, and you say no, maybe that's an ultimatum for him then. Well, I can't wife her up if she's going to keep dressing the way she is while I'm dating her. Then that is a red flag. He doesn't respect women unless they look a certain way or behave a certain way that he thinks is acceptable. So in general then, he doesn't respect all women. He only respects the women that he thinks are deemed respectable. That's it. Advice to the younger men out there trying to find a spouse: be ready to accept her as you have met her. Don't have an expectation to change her. These are when issues come, because if she doesn't change but you guys have developed feelings or you've grown a life together, blah blah, don't have these expectations. So only talk to this person and get to know them if you're happy with how they are when you meet them.
If a dude's just being unreasonable, you'll know, innit?
Yeah.
It's just...
And you'll know if it's genuine or not, but you'll also know if maybe he said something because he's also part of that community, but then you explain to him, hey, actually, blah, 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 and he takes it very well, and he's like, yeah, you know what, you're right, and you can have that really good on the level conversation, then that's a good sign as well.
I just noticed this video is very relevant.
Yeah, because of the stuff in Iran.
Yeah.
It's like so relevant. Like women will literally lose their life because of the way they're wearing hijab. You can look at what they're wearing, and they're made out to be like the flipping, like the worst people on the planet, that to the point they'll lose their life because a bit of hair was showing. It's insane. Yeah, it's actually
mental if you think about it.
It's flipping crazy, man. And the fact that we even have to have these conversations, and I feel the urgency and the like, but, it's because even me, like we're lucky here. Genuinely, you can wear the hijab, you still get shit. You take it off, you still get shit. What the fuck do you do then? And that's why I'm telling you, don't care about people and people's opinions, especially if we're living in a country where we can wear what we want. The last thing you need to do is stress about flipping auntie next 3 doors down who does nothing all day other than gossip about younger people's lives because she's so unhappy with her own. We need to stop focusing on what women are wearing, and it's literally treated as like the most important thing. It's up there with like crazy shit, and then men will commit adultery, flipping abuse women, cheat on their wives, talk to numerous women. These are men in the community now who are talking about deen and lecturing people. And they will get away with it and continue their lives. And then a woman who takes off a hijab on the internet, for example, oh, she's done now. It's actually crazy, and we need to stop. And I am seeing a change from like when I took it off. how like I got cancelled or whatever it was. I am seeing a change in attitude slowly on the internet, a positive change. There's a reason I'm getting so riled up actually.
Yeah, you are.
But obviously it's all like still in me, like all of that from years and years of always being told and then never being enough. And then we wonder why women really do sometimes lose their minds, bro. Because you're dry and that's crazy. The gaslighting is mental. Wallahi, you know, sometimes when I took off my scarf, I literally felt like, oh my God, I'm literally the worst Muslim in the world. Meanwhile, at the same time, I got men on the internet literally doing the most disgusting thing, and they're still preaching Islam. And people are like, yeah, but at least they're spreading the deen. Oh yeah, we need to stop this hijabi before she influences the world. Oh my God, you've never even left Bradford, mate. You don't even know what they do in the rest of the world. You don't understand how difficult it is to be a woman. No, because things are not changing, especially what happened in Iran. How's that happening now in 2022? Time for a cup of tea.
That was a good run.
It's so hard because then you never know whether you should say stuff on the internet or not, because I know I've got so much to say, I don't even know where to start or how to articulate it without looking like a crazy woman. You just get labelled crazy or too sensitive, like you think you are. You think you're too sensitive, you're not.
Tell her!
It's valid!
Stay away from toxic people. Stay away.
But the more important thing is know how to identify toxic mentality.
Work on yourself. You'll know toxic mentality, I'll hit you in the face.
I feel like hopefully there is more and more women who can voice these things in safe spaces online without having to deal with danger, really. Just as much as there are men spewing utter shite like Andrew Tate and are given the spaces to do that about women. Men from all cultures now and all religions have spaces to either voice good opinions, but voice themselves safely and freely without any sort of conditions on them or anything, any consequences, potential consequences. Women don't actually have that luxury, and talk about all women now. And then if you are a black or brown woman or Asian woman, it's 10 times worse as well. So you don't just have the issue of being a woman, you're also a black woman. So like we literally, like women, just don't have that freedom. So when it comes to then probably the last thing or the most basic thing, which is how we dress, and then you also want to take that away, it's like, how much will we take before we, you know what I mean? Do you want women who are healthy, happy to be your partners, or do you want just little secondary humans to you that aid your own image as a man, or it's just a part of you, but you're the main thing? Like, we're all we're humans. Like, it's actually so mad to me.
Guys, thanks for watching the video. I know it's a juicy one. We haven't done questions in ages, and to come back with that sort of juicy one was probably good. Want to thank Costway for sponsoring this video. If you want to check out the website, the link will be in the description. Also, there's a code 10% off, so use that code on their website and get 10% off your order. See you in the next video. Bye.